24, it's $7,000.
Tesla has returned over 720% for investors in 2020, and with the start of 2021 happening, if you were invested in the stock and are still an active shareholder in Tesla, let's talk about the biggest mistake you can make right now. One of the toughest and biggest challenges for individual investors like you and me, or me and you, is deciding when to sell, when to buy, and when to hold. But something that isn't talked about much, but has just not, if more of an importance, is diversification and rebalancing. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you should sell all your Tesla shares. What I'm trying to say is, compared to the downside risk versus the upside potential, it's a great time to sell a portion of your shares while keeping some for future growth. Also, at the end of the video, I'm going to be doing an overview on the key catalysts that are upcoming that will have a short-term effect on the stock price. And if this is the type of content that you're interested in, make sure you hit that subscribe and bell button so you don't miss any more content. All right, let's get right into it. Tesla was one of the most popular stocks among investors and is a stock that is part of many people's portfolios. The stock has certainly grown to take up a much larger portion of anyone's portfolio since the start of last year. For example, let's say at the start of 2020, 5% of my portfolio was Tesla shares, with the remaining 95% distributed evenly between the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. Well, as of today, my portfolio would be roughly 25% Tesla. So what incentive do you have to diversify this, right? Obviously, it's an amazing stock. After all, Tesla has been a huge moneymaker, and to be honest, in the future, long term, it has so much more potential, with many people saying it's just getting started. Well, this is where I turn back to my economics class, where stocks can either be driven by fundamental growth or value inflation. Not going to teach a whole Econ Financial 101 class here, but pretty much fundamental growth relies on financial metrics to determine the stock price. In comparison, value inflation relies on speculation and expectations to where the stock is headed. Having exploded in value, Tesla now has less upside potential and more downside risk. I mean, to replicate this year's performance, the company would have to grow up to 5.6 trillion in value. Tesla is likely to continue performing well. I'm not saying that it won't, and that huge valuation may indeed be attained eventually. However, it's going to take time, and I expect while we're waiting, the market is going to go through some corrections. I mean, take a look at these ratios. Tesla trades at a forward price to earnings ratio of 175, a price to sales ratio of 24.5, and a price to book ratio of 41.7. To put that in perspective, the S&P 500 PE ratio is 35, the price to sales is 2.75, and the price to book is 2.84. Okay, but it's not really fair to compare these ratios with Tesla to the S&P, and considering how much of a growth stock Tesla is considered to be, investors should expect promising growth stocks to attract high valuation ratios like this. But I wanted to include that in this video just to kind of highlight what type of overvaluation we might be looking at. And those valuation metrics let you know that the future success of Tesla is already assumed in this price. So continued strong results are necessary to justify the current price, and any indication that Tesla might fall short of the market's optimistic forecast could send the shares tumbling. I mean, even if the company keeps growing. So really, rebalancing is a strategy to better protect your wealth and hedge against the volatility and risk of the market. You know, it's good to be cautious but not afraid. So here's my call to action to you. By no means do I work on Wall Street or have the ability to predict the future, but if you are someone who has picked up massive gains with Tesla, I challenge you to act today, because laziness is the most expensive habit for personal investors like you and me. So do it today, please. And by no means am I bearish against Tesla. I'm still very bullish. However, just taking a look at these metrics and the amount of gains that it's had, I think your portfolio would benefit greatly from diversification. But you know what time it is, right? Joke time. What did the egg yell at the frat party? Omelette. Omelette. Anyways, let's talk about the key drivers or catalysts with Tesla stock coming up in the short term. First on the list is the production of the Cybertruck. We got prices of the Tesla Cybertruck ranging anywhere from $40,000 to $70,000. depending on the drivetrain and the battery pack. So you have anywhere from a single to triple motor, from rear wheel drive to all-wheel drive. And we're expecting Tesla to start producing the Cybertruck in late 2020. So that's pretty exciting news right there. And the second potential catalyst is Tesla's new car production in China. Already with Tesla starting delivery of the Model Y vehicles from their production plant in Shanghai, if Tesla is able to produce and deliver the 25,000, the more affordable version of Tesla in China, which is a huge portion of their market, I think that is a very positive catalyst to look forward to. And last on the list, we have the autopilot beta feature. Just last week, I've been able to test drive the Tesla Model 3 with autopilot beta, and it was pretty impressive. While it wasn't 100% there, I did see a lot of potential with the car. The ability to maneuver through freeway exits and lane changes showed how Tesla's strategy with camera autopilot technology is very promising. And with Tesla just announcing a brand new millimeter wave radar technology, I'm very curious to see how this is going to blend in with their camera technology to help out their autonomous driving. And even Elon Musk announced on Twitter that there might be a Tesla AI Day coming up later this year. I can't talk today. These are the things you should be keeping your eye out for. Anyways, that's all I got for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one, and peace.